Please work, please work, please work. It's alive, boys. It's alive. We're basically just gonna move from this car to the Renault. I'll explain everything pretty soon. I hope you guys were able to hear that. I'm not sure what that sound is to me. Kinda sounds like a bearing knock like I had on the Polo not too long ago, earlier this year. I'm not sure, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the sump off and see what's the issue. But it's literally almost been a week. I didn't have time to work on this car, so I feel a bit rusty behind or in front of the camera at the moment. It's been almost 2 weeks since I last recorded the video. But anyway, let's pull the sump off and see what's making a knocking noise on this car. I don't know anything about these Renaults with the motors and stuff, so no idea what we're about to do, but we gotta do it, I guess. Man, this thing is leaking oil. The Polo is leaking oil as well. I got these in at least, but obviously not gonna fit them if the car's not working, so I'm gonna pull off the sump and see if I can see something. Here's my other doggo, Diesel. First time showing him on the channel. Name is Diesel. Anyways, let's get this thing up in the air and pull the sump. I got the sump pulled off. To be honest, the oil does not look bad, but you can see how much it has been leaking. I suspect this sump cover gasket has seen better days, so we'll definitely replace that. I also do think that I found the knocking on cylinder 3. I'm not sure if these motors are backwards. I remember reading something or checking something and they said it's backwards, that the one here by the flywheel, this is supposed to be cylinder 1 and then this is 2. But either way, you can actually see the markings there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Either way, let me just see if I can hold the light and the GoPro. This seems to be the one that's knocking. Very, very slight, but there is movement. I hope you can see it. Very slight movement. That's the only one with movement. All the others seems to be fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the motor from here on the crank pulley and just see if I can hear anything. This oil pump belt is very loose. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. I can't remember from the Polo. But that's basically the only funny thing I see is this oil pump belt, and then there's definitely some knocking going on cylinder number either 2 or 3, whichever way you count this. So
several days later,
I got the bearings out and this is what it looks like. So definitely not the best of news. This so badly reminds me of the Polo a couple of months ago, but anyway, the crank surely took some damage. As you can see there, this is what the other one looks like. The other one looks fine. I didn't remove the 2 on the far edges, only the middle 2, but I am going to take off all 4 and I'll probably put 4 or bearings on all 4. I see this is oversized bearings, so the crank has definitely been polished before. I'm not sure if this is a sign of a bad oil pump because it failed again, but then again, in my opinion, if the oil pump was bad, all 4 bearings would have had damage. So I'll pull the other 2 and then we can check. Yesterday I quickly touched on this. The lights arrived from the UK, not in a bad condition at all. They were just dirty, they were out in the rain, but DHL dropped them off for me with sadly a broken clip. As you can see, there's a clip at the bottom, and on this light here there's no clip holding this in place. Luckily I found the parts. I have them around here somewhere. I'll put them away. Now I'll probably put them away so good that I can't remember where. But I got the tab that needs to sit here. We'll definitely do some plastic welding on that. I just ordered up a new set of bearings, the same size as the oversized ones. So how I know they're oversized is, if you look at that, you can see that they are oversized bearings. So I ordered the same size, and I think what I'm going to try and do is first to polish the crank inside the vehicle. If that doesn't work, I'll probably have to, I'm guessing, take this entire motor out. But I'm first going to polish it inside the car. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I saw some methods on the internet, and my dad was telling me that he used to do it back in the day as well when he had issues with cranks on cars. So I'm first going to shoot my shot and see if I can do that. As you'll know, I still want to sell this car, so not going to spend crazy amounts of money on it, but obviously we need to do things the right way. There's no point in putting it back together if it's not right. So I'm first going to try and polish it inside. If it doesn't work, I'm guessing this motor and box is coming out. This sump gasket was leaking badly as well, so I'm not sure if this is where the oil was coming from. But I also ordered a new sump gasket just to be sure that it's not going to leak as bad as this one did before. As you all saw, I have a leak on the Polo as well, but we'll get to the Polo in a whole different video. I first want to focus on this car for now. It's currently Tuesday, and then we'll probably get to the Polo around Friday or Saturday. I'm waiting for stuff on that car. It is driving. I can get in it now and drive it. As you all know, the injectors is misfiring and it's leaking oil, so I need to fix the leak up. but I can start it and drive it if I want to. I just don't want to drive it if it's leaking oil at the moment. I'm not going to go too much into depth on how to polish a crank inside a car, but I'm going to try and polish it, and I'll update you guys once that's done. One of the very last things that I need to do before I can start assembling the car, I decided to clean up the oil pump pickup, and this is what I uncovered. One would say there's a bit of shavings in there, not healthy. I think this was from the previous motor build, as I can show you my sump. Let me just switch that off. My sump does not have any shavings in it at all, so I think this was from the previous build where they did not clean it up the way it should be cleaned. So I'm gonna clean it up now, and then we should be good. I already got new bearings, crank is polished, I got oil, new oil filter, so everything, new sump gasket, so everything should be ready for me to put it back together. I'm just gonna clean this up and then we'll start assembly.
3 hours later.
Okay boys, I started assembling the motor. At the moment, this is the state of things. As you can see, I got 3 rod caps on at the moment, except for that one, and and I'm afraid that's about as far as we'll get for today. The next step is going to be to start stripping on top, but unfortunately I don't know where the time is at, but I will leave you guys here. I'll bring you guys more news in the next video. That's going to be it for this one. I'll see you in the next one, bro. Peace out and reflect your passion.